The Colorado Buffaloes take down another ranked team. This time, Texas A&M is in the way. Texas A&M's just having a hard time with college sports in the last few months, if you will, Steve, with college football. And now we're going to see them lose their ranking in college basketball, moving to 2-2. But the Myrtle Beach Invitational, Colorado gets a 103-75 win, moving themselves to 3-2 after that win. We just saw them with a loss on Sunday night to Boise State. So they're now 3-3. But before we get down to the peaks and valleys, if you will, of Colorado, let's talk about this one beating a ranked Texas A&M team. A good win by Colorado.
Yeah, and they ran him out of the gym. I mean, if you put a C note up on a ranked opponent, then you're doing something right. And that's what makes all of these other losses to teams. I mean, Boise State's okay, but I don't think UMass is anything special, and I don't think that Grambling, Grambling. Thank you very much, there. Respecting your elders, I love that when you do that and bail me out of there. I appreciate that. But I mean, so when you're watching this Colorado team destroy a team like Texas A&M, you're like, what? How can they lose these other games? I think that's where a lot of people were on the fence with Colorado. Yeah. Would they have that consistency? Are they too young? Are they relying on too many people transferring in to really be competitive in a much improved Pac-12? But the foundation is there. I think it's a matter of them just trying to find a way to become more consistent. You can't even say that they're playing carelessly. I mean, no Tad Boyle ever does. I think they lose focus. I think in some games, and I think even when they're winning, sometimes they just have that 3 or 5 minute stretch where it's like, wait a minute, what happened? Did we change teams? Is this the junior varsity team coming out? I mean, it just doesn't. It's beyond explanation. I mean, I'm really puzzled. We both thought that they would be a sleeper in the Pac-12. You certainly were a lot higher preseason on Colorado than I am, but I have become a believer. I mean,
I thought they were going to be a sleeper, but I didn't think they were going to sleep or nap and then wake up and then sleep and then wake up every other game. I didn't think that was what my definition of sleeper was going to be, but so far we haven't seen them win a back-to-back game yet. They win their first, they lose their second. They win their third, they lose their fourth. It's been a back-and-back pattern. That's not a pattern you want to have with your non-conference games because you don't play in an easy conference by any stretch of the imagination. So this is something they need to figure out, and it's not going to get any easier for them to finish the month of November out. We were just talking off air, might as well bring it out here now. They play a 5-0 team in Yale coming up on Sunday, the 27th, to end the month of November out. And you are a big follower of the Ivy League, and you just said to me off air that Yale will run with this team. They don't play like every other Ivy League team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Yale and Harvard play a more, I don't want to say modern game, but they're not afraid. They are very athletic teams, both of them. But Yale, if Colorado wants to get into a up and down, shooting match, Yale will try to match them. I mean, they've got great shooters. I mean, I think Colorado would, from a size standpoint, maybe on the inside game, they might want to work more inside. But before we get too far on here with Colorado, I do want to focus on one guy who had an amazing game against Texas A&M, and that was KJ Simpson. He went 11 for 17 from the floor, including 4 3-pointers. He had 7 rebounds, 6 steals. So he just was everywhere. When I was watching this game, it just seemed like he had the ball in his hand all the time. Now, obviously, that's not the case because he didn't score all the points. But they also went 16 for 32 as a team from downtown. And when they played UMass, they couldn't hit the 3. So I haven't seen the stats on the Boise State loss on Sunday, but it'll be interesting to see what they do from 3-point land, because maybe that's good. Yeah. Well, okay.
20%. So it wasn't good.
Yeah. So maybe that's the common thread. Maybe, okay, if they're hitting from downtown, they can blow people out of the gym. Maybe it's something that they have to work better in transition. I haven't seen the Boise State game, but certainly against Texas A&M, they had no problem in transition. and setting the pace. So
yeah, this is a game when you look at it stat wise. If you don't have a chance to watch every single Colorado game, if you are a Colorado fan, you're listening. We saw the Texas A&M game. We haven't seen the Boise State game yet. We're going to get to it, but when you look at the stats, they were 57% from the field against Texas A&M. They were 35% against Boise State. They were 20% from the field for 3-point line against Boise State. So they lost the rebounding game, but not by much against Boise State, just by 1. So call that one a wash if you will. But they lose by 13 to a Boise State team. This is something that's interesting with this Colorado team, though. We're seeing these peaks and valleys. You have to figure out with obviously having Ted Boyle as your coach, they're going to figure that out eventually, right? Yeah. It's got to happen. But it makes you wonder that because we're seeing this team beating ranked opponents, but losing to maybe some lower level opponents, if you will. I'm sure if you brought the KenPom rankings out, I don't think you'd see some of these teams maybe even in the 200s. But regardless, when you get to the Pac-12 championship or the tournament, the Pac-12 tournament, you might see Colorado get a sneaky win here and then right after that get a loss, right? That could easily happen with this Colorado team, knocking out one of the big seeds and then getting blown out the next week or the next game after that. So wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that because we saw the pattern at the beginning of the season. Hopefully Colorado can get it figured out. Hopefully that's the case. If you have watched some of these Colorado basketballs and you are curious what's going on, or you don't know as well as we do, or you have a better idea, better grasp, let us know in the comment section below. And while you're there, hit like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching SlasherU.